What is up, you guys? You got Matt here, and welcome back to another top 6 video. Today we're covering the top 6 normal types, and I don't want this video to last too long, so I'm going to be very quick, but hopefully I get all the information out to you guys. And it's about time the normal type gets picked. Normal type actually beat the psychic type in a very close race. It was actually separated by 1 vote. So thank you everyone for voting, and please vote in the straw poll link in the description for the next top 6 video, which will be appearing next Thursday. It will be between the psychic type and the rock type. So please get your votes in, and hopefully we can make it a great video for you guys. Now, again, this is completely based on my opinion, so if you disagree with something, make sure to leave your picks in the comment section below, and also let me know what you guys think of my list. Let me know if you agree, whatever, and there will be no megas on this list. I'm pretty sure there aren't many good megas that are normal types anyways. Then there's Mega Audino. I can't really remember what else there is in terms of megas in the normal type, but yeah, so let's get straight into the video. The normal typing is a very good typing. I love using it. I love having one on my team because it is a ghost immunity. And ghost is such a powerful offensive typing that I will always want to make sure I have one that's in the back just to be able to help me out in case I need it. And to start off at number 6, we have Diggersby. And Diggersby is so strong. Huge power makes this thing really phenomenally powerful. It hits harder than a Azumarill, and with access to a ton of powerful moves like Return, like Earthquake, and Quick Attack, then you get the ability to just destroy teams, especially when you pair it with a Life Orb or a Choice Band, or even setup options like Swords Dance, Agility, Bulk Up, whatever. But you also get a ton of great coverage options. I think Fire Punch, you have Gunk Shot, you have Ice Punch, Iron Head, Low Kick, Knock Off. You get Super Power, I believe, Super Fang too, Stone Edge. You also get U-Turn and Thunder Punch and Wild Charge as well if you want more electric damage for those water types. And one of my favorite things about Diggersby is that it gets access to spikes and U-Turn. I love having a mon that can set up spikes or set up hazards and then U-Turn out of there. It makes it so that you can really predict them swapping into their hazard removal and then get a favorable advantage after that. But yeah, that's a Diggersby. I haven't used it too much in the format. I've used it in a couple games while laddering. I've used it in a couple games while prepared against it in a couple games, and it really always puts in work no matter what because it's so strong. Quick Attack hits so hard. Next up though, at number 5, we have Ditto, and I love using Ditto. I've been using it in the CPA, and it's saved me a couple times. Let's say that. It's having the ability to transform, take the stats of the opposing Pokemon, except for their HP, which you have 300 HP to max it out, and being able to hit them back with insanely hard moves. The only way you're really going to counter it is if you do something. Instead of running Return, you run Frustration, because most Dittos are going to have 255 happiness. So yeah, like just running a Ditto is super useful to have on your team. It's really good to have. There's not too much to talk about. Just if your opponent is setting up with something, if your opponent likes the setup, just send out Ditto, and they are going to get afraid to set up because you'll have their speed and their boost plus your Choice Scarf plus whatever item you have, and that makes you instantly more threatening. Next up though, we have X-Cloud, and I love using X-Cloud. The biggest thing you have to know about X-Cloud is Boom Burst and Scrappy, and that hits pretty much everything. Steel types are going to be fine with it, kind of, at least if they're more specially defensive steel types. Same thing with rock types, but you do have access to Focus Blast, Focus Blast, there we go, to kind of pressure them, but you get access to Surf as well. You have Flamethrower, Fire Blast, you have Ice Beam, you have Extra Sensory, you have a decent physical move pool as well because you do have 91 physical attack as well. And the biggest reason why people run mostly a special set is because Boom Burst is so powerful with that 140 base attack stat, 140 base power and your 91 base special attack stat. If you pair with a Choice Specs, then you are really going to do a lot of damage to a lot of teams. I believe I was playing in a friendly league, and I actually set up a +2 Celebi, Baton Pass into an X-Cloud that was Choice Scarfed, and then Baton Pass, +2 X-Cloud that was actually Timid, outsped everything because it was Choice Scarfed, and then O-code everything except for one mon, I believe, and it did like 85% of that. So very scary mon. Very useful in the format, and a very underrated normal type, usually found in tier 4 because of its low speed, but you can run some interesting sets with it. I actually ran a sub bulk up set with this thing, and it put in a lot of work against an opposing Chansey who only had Seismic Toss for an offensive move. So yeah, just get creative with X-Cloud. It really has more to offer than just Boom Burst and Focus Blast and Fire Blast and Ice Beam. So yeah. At number 3, we have Miltank, and Miltank is amazing. I love this cow. 3 great abilities: Thick Fat, Scrappy, Sap Sipper. One of them gives you an immunity, one allows you to hit your immunity, and the other allows you to resist 2 types that you wouldn't normally resist. So yeah, my favorite set to run is a Curse, Milk Drink, Heal Bell, and Body Slam, or Facade, or not Facade, Return set. I prefer Body Slam because of that chance to paralyze, but when you have these amazing stats, you are able to really be free with what you want to run. And one of my favorite things to do, my favorite things about Miltank is Stealth Rocks. It gets access to rocks, it's a normal type that gets it, not too many do, and is the only normal type on this list that does end up getting Stealth Rocks. But you also have amazing physical options. You have access to Earthquake, you have Double Edge for raw power, you have Fire Punch, you have Hammer Arm, which can be useful if you're running a Curse set, you have Ice Punch, Iron Head. Milk Drink is your own personal, individual, what is it, whatever. It's your own form of status recovery, of health recovery. But then you have Return, you have Power Punch, you have Rock Slide. Seismic Toss can be useful, I guess, in certain situations. You have Thunder Punch, you have access to Zen Headbutt, and you have Heal Bell, which is terrific. And you are a fast mon that can get Stealth Rocks up before a potential taunt, so it can be useful in that situation. And I just love Miltank. It's been super useful for me. I've used it in a few leagues, and it always puts in a lot of work. Yeah, the biggest thing I have with it is you are a faster mon, and you usually run a Curse set, so it's a little bit unfortunate. But for a tier 5 mon that most leagues actually have this as tier 5 or a very inexpensive mon, if you're running in a PPL style draft, then it's usually a steal at that tier, at that price. At number 2, we have Porygon 2, very fitting. But this is the poster child for the Eviolite. This thing is so bulky. 85 HP, 90 defense, 95 special defense. Not as bulky as Type Null, but you do have access to Recover, and that makes you so much better. That makes you able to take hits better. You can be physical or special with 80 attack. 80 attack is actually not that bad, and if you're running, I believe it's Download, you can be decent physically, but you do have incredible special attack stat at 105. And with attacks like Blizzard, Discharge, you have access to Foul Play, which I actually used to break a Karen Black sub a few times. You have Ice Beam, you have Magic Coat to bounce back hazards. Planes Blade, not as good as Psychic, not as good as Recover, but you have Psychic, Psy Shock, you have Reflect and Light Screen, I believe. Do you have Light Screen? Light Screen, Light Screen, Light Screen. No, you don't have Light Screen. Never mind. But yeah, you have access to Return for that physical option if you're running that set. Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Thunderbolt, Toxic, Tri-Attack for your special stab, Zen Headbutt. And you have access to Conversion for a potential Z conversion if you're in a league like that allows it. And yeah, I love using Porygon 2. It has access to Psych Up, or is it Psych Up? Yeah. And that is very good. I love having him on with Psych Up because if you're running up against a good special or a good physical sweeper or whatever, you can run Psych Up and then you have their stats copied. So yeah, very bulky. Just be careful when you're running against a physical attacker with a great fighting type move or a good fighting type, and then something with knockoff. Just be careful. Next up at number 1, it is my favorite normal type Pokemon. It is also, I believe, one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemons, and that is Snorlax. I love Snorlax. So bulky. 3 great abilities now. It's Gen 7 Immunity, Thick Fat, and Gluttony. Gluttony with a Figgy Berry, with an Aqua Berry, allows you to restore basically back to full health. You restore half your health really quickly. And yeah, you have Immunity, which makes you immune to Toxic. You have Thick Fat, which makes you, again, like Miltank, resist 2 types that you wouldn't normally resist, being Fire and Ice. But then you have an amazing stat distribution. 160 HP makes you super bulky. You have 110 attack, 110 special defense, which is phenomenal. 65 defense, not the best, but when you have 160 base HP, you are going to be just fine with that defense, especially if you run Curse. A Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Body Slam set, or Return set, or Facade set, whatever, is so good on Snorlax. In my opinion, it's better than Miltank because you're boosting up your defense. That is kind of lackluster at the moment. But yeah, you have access to a ton of great coverage moves. You have a Crunch, Brick Break, Earthquake, Facade, Fire Punch, Gunk Shot, Heavy Slam, Ice Punch, Iron Head, Outrage, Power Punch. You have access to Pursuit, which is really good to have if you're running against a bulky Psychic type that can't break through Snorlax. You have Rock Slide, Seed Bomb. Seismic Toss can be a little bit useful. You do have a higher base attack stat than Miltank, so you are going to be doing a little bit more damage with other moves. But you have access to Substitute, which can be very beneficial in certain situations. You have Thunder Punch, you have Whirlwind as well for phasing out potential sweepers. You have Wild Charge, Zen Headbutt, which can be very niche and very useful in certain situations. But yeah, I love using Snorlax. It's so good. It was one of the first Pokemon I used in the format, and I was really happy with it. I believe when I first used it, I got like maybe 2 or 3 curse sweeps in the same season with just this thing, and yeah, I love it. It's really good. I really suggest you guys try and get it. And at tier 3 usually, or tier 2, I think it's fairly priced, but I think you could still, you could do worse. You can do a lot worse. So yeah. Anyways, that is the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below, and subscribe as well. And I'll see you guys for the next top 6 video, which will depend on your vote. It will be either the psychic type or the rock type. So make sure to vote in the description. There will be the straw poll link. And yeah, also let me know if you disagree with any of my picks. And yeah, I'll be replying to all the comments that there are. Just comment, like, interact with me, and I'll be able to interact back with you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.